Eddie Howe has left Newcastle United. Those are words I didn't think I'd be saying 3 weeks out from the opening game of the Premier League season against Liverpool. I am absolutely shocked. I'll get straight into it. And was I shocked when I saw the news this morning that Eddie Howe had left Newcastle? Absolutely gobsmacked. I did not see this coming. I was led to believe as a fan that Eddie Howe was still the man to take us forward. He had meetings with the board. They maintained their confidence in Howe, and he was still the right man to turn it around next season. Fast forward a couple of months, and now we've had the summer off. We've enjoyed the World Cup. We're now back in pre-season. 2 games down against Gateshead and Bristol City. And for me, it's just been business as normal. And then to see the news this morning that Howe had left Newcastle, very, very, very shocked. Reports have come out since that Eddie Howe was actually ready to step away at the end of last season after the Fulham defeat, but was convinced to stay on by the board. He was then going to be tasked with turning it around this season. Will he be capable of doing that? I would have loved to have hoped so. We've had Howe for the last 5 years. He saved the club from relegation when he first came in. He saved with the Champions League twice, top half finishes, and that win at Wembley. So I'll have to sit here and think that he could be able to do that. Last season was a catastrophic failure, bottom line not good enough. And if we know Eddie Howe, he is a man of integrity, and he is a man, if he's given a job, he will do it to the best of his abilities. Then there is the other rumour that at the start of pre-season he had another change of heart and was ready to step away again. So again, I think the timing of this is really, really strange. However, I think what's going on behind the scenes is playing a big factor to this. Newcastle so far have been raided this summer, losing Sandro Tonali to Tottenham, Anthony Gordon to Barcelona, and potentially Bruno Guimaraes to Arsenal. The new transfer strategy that's been adopted is prioritising youth over experience, with saying the likes of Sean Sturr, Baz Toure, and Alaji Bamba. Signing players of youth quality to progress into the next big thing is a big risk and a big gamble. I personally don't think that is being Eddie Howe's transfer strategy. I think somebody above him is calling the shots when it comes to transfers. I think this one has been brewing for a while. The catastrophic failings of last season, the poor 12th place finished, the aggressive football that were played, the lack of ideas and creativity. It had gone really still under Eddie Howe, and personally, I do feel like it was time for change. So what happens next? This man, Matthias Jesler, the current manager of Al Ahly in the Saudi Pro League, and the former manager of RB Salzburg of the Austrian Bundesliga, is set to take over Newcastle in the next 24 hours. Do I know much about him? Absolutely not. But a 38-year-old, he had won the Austrian Bundesliga back-to-back, as well as an Austrian Cup when he was at Salzburg. He does have European experience as well with Salzburg in the Europa League and the Champions League. And he is currently a very highly rated manager in the Saudi Pro League with Al Ahly. So he is set to meet up with the Newcastle squad in the next 24 hours as we'll fly out to La Manga to continue pre-season as we take on Valencia away in Spain. Feelings on this one, it's not easy. And I think trying to replace a manager who's given you some of the best memories of a lifetime is going to be very hard to do. I will always be grateful for those memories at Wembley, and I cannot thank Eddie Howe enough for that. I do, however, though, feel like change was needed, and it's in the club's best interest for a new start, fresh ideas, new era, new beginning. It's a gamble, it's a risk, and I really hope it pays off. So it's really interesting times at this football club, as it always is. So I suppose all we can do is just strap and enjoy the ride. In the meantime, though, let us know what you think, Newcastle fans. If you can drop us a much appreciated. Cheers for watching, and I'll catch you after.